Beautiful people, welcome back. So today's episode is going to be picking up more so like part two from the other day, from episode 34, I believe that was, on why you're not seeing results with your fitness. This episode for today is a continuum from that other one as a part two, and this one is a bit more internal centric approach of things that do get in the way of a lot of people from like an inner work perspective that stops people. And this can apply to anybody. This can apply to, say, you are a beginner, you are still trying to develop that courage and overcome the fear of going to the gym, or to even get more steps in your day and just starting the path of improving your health. And then this can also apply to if you are on the other end of the extreme spectrum of that, you are well versed in this, a veteran of fitness, you've been training, you grew up around movement, fitness, health, things like that. And some of this stuff may, actually, no, I take that back. Not just may, it can apply to you as well. Because these are things that can apply to every facet of life. And some of these three that I came up with are some of my limiting beliefs when it comes to me in a different domain, when it comes to money and finances and health. They run very parallel with one another. And so in one domain, when it comes to fitness, I may be excelling, I may be on level 20, whatever arbitrary measuring stick and level, I am up there. I have more confidence and proficiency when it comes to this domain. But when it comes to the domain of my finances and my lens and my emotional health and thought process around it, I am much more limited in that sense, as it's something that I am working on stretching and developing. So this episode's more towards that, and some of those lessons that I was able to redirect some of those perspectives back to this. So the first one is you don't believe you're worthy of it, and that it's health, being more fit, whatever that may be, that it's not for you. And this is a big one for people, is that for you to be able to change your identity, to become a different person, to become healthier, someone who identifies as being a healthy, fit, active, strong, well-fed person, you have to believe that you are this person, and you have to believe that you are capable of being this person. And if you limit yourself and you don't believe that it's possible or within the stratosphere of grass for yourself, then it's never going to come to life. It's never going to come to fruition, and you are going to be self-sabotaging yourself from the inside out. And so if you are someone who's listening, I believe in you, and you should believe in yourself too. Not even if even if you don't believe in yourself right now, believe in the future that there's a possibility. Even that drip of possibility is powerful enough to help you for the next moment, for the next day, whatever that may be. But you must be willing to give yourself permission to feel like you are worthy of this, and that you can overcome the current state of yourself, of self, to transit yourself into another version of you. I hope that made sense, but you have to be willing to give yourself permission to believe. And you got it. I know you do. I know you do. And the next thing is auditing your habits and behaviors. So with that, you have to take stock and inventory of who you are, your character traits, your habits, your behaviors, because we are the accumulation of our habits, behaviors, and traits. I think I can add that third one in. Yeah, I forgot to add the third one in as I said it to you directly. But you got to. And I would challenge you to not look at it from the lens of like, I have to sacrifice this and that and removing, but more so from the position of what am I adding to my life right now? What am I adding? What coin, what chip am I throwing in towards the direction, to the pile of the person that I want to be, because you want to feel better, you want to be better because you demand of it and you want it. And if this is what you truly want, as you're being honest with yourself, is the goal, then you must do what is required and what is demanded of that goal if it is what you want. So you must audit what you are doing and who you are now and see what you can add to the mix to change up the concoction of who you are to be able to be the person that you want to be. And so I would highly recommend you to take stock and inventory, audit it, and see what you add in, because you are not sacrificing, you're more so eliminating so that you can add something, add different. Actually, let me change that. It's not that you're even eliminating, it's once you start noticing that you're adding in these different experiences, these different habits and behaviors that are more so serving you and serving the person that you want to be, and the habits and behaviors that are more in alignment, like going to bed early. You're protecting your sleep so you can protect the energy that you have, that then you can perform the next day. You're adding in more nutrient dense foods that is more nourishing and it makes you feel better, so then you can feel better. And by doing that, you know how good that feels, so then you don't want to go and purchase or consume things that just don't make you feel good or hold you back from doing things that you want to do. Like, say, if you have a workout class that you like to go to with a friend, say it's an Orange Theory class, a CrossFit class, or whatever that is, you have a friend that you go work out with and you want to feel good because you've been looking forward to that all day after an 8 hour shift or whatnot. And if you don't feed yourself well or feel yourself well either, you're not going to perform well. And you're not going to like how that feels. And that's going to open the gates for some of those negative thoughts and emotions to crawl in, and their echoes are going to be projected at higher decibels after every second, after every minute, and after it just continues on. And so audit your habits and behaviors and see what you can add in, and just see how much it adds to you. And as you're adding those in, by default, you're going to be letting go of some of these other habits, behaviors, or traits that just do not serve the future you, because they're serving the current one, but the current one you want more, so you can add more in. The third one is that your expectation is robbing you of your joy and depriving your future self. What I mean by that is there is a interesting concept called that is the comparison is the thief of joy, and I heard it from a different podcast called RX Radio, and some of the fellows on it were discussing it and tearing it apart, giving it like a thought experiment, and I was in alignment with what they're saying, and it found true to me. It makes sense. Comparison in itself is okay, but once you start subjecting, no, infusing it with expectation, and then feeling like, say, you are comparing your day one to someone's day 5,000, then you're expecting you to be up to speed with their skills and strength and knowledge and resources and beliefs, then that's just you robbing yourself of your joy that you could be doing. So when it comes to your fitness and stuff, you again, this can apply to anybody across the spectrum. Say you are a beginner or you're advanced. It's that you are expecting that you should have these skills or character traits or resources that this other person already has, and you're judging yourself and you're putting yourself down because you don't have it yet, when you haven't had the time to respectively sharpen yourself and build them and nourish them. So comparison is okay, especially if you see somebody and they inspire you and you want to be like, okay, this person can lift this much, they can move this well, they, etc. And you want to be like that. You want to be like them, and that's okay. That's completely fine. And so from an inspiration perspective, it serves you. But once you start expecting, then you're judging yourself and you're looking at it from a different angle, and that can start to put you down. And then you can become resentful and bitter and almost fall into a victim mentality, and that doesn't serve you well at all. And then that may bleed into other areas and thought processes that you may have. So these are three really, really big ones that no one is excluded from these three, because it's more from a internal perspective, of different limiting beliefs, expectations, and not like willing to audit the habits, your behaviors each day. Because if you want something, these are the inner work stuff that really do play a big role in how you express yourself when it comes to the things you do. When it comes to your sleep protocol, your nutrition, your exercise, all those other things. Those things matter as well, but what goes on in your head will highly, highly influence those outputs. So that those are three big three things from an inner perspective, that I have seen from people that do hold people back when it comes to them advancing on in their health, their fitness, and I am not excluded from this list at all, as I have fallen victim to them myself. And from time to time, I still do as well. And in other areas of my life, I am still experiencing and growing through them and stretching through them as well. It's a continuous work, and so I just want to share that with you. But yeah, that rounds out this episode. Thank you guys for listening. Please, if you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button, share this, comment, all that good stuff. Really does help out. I support it. I mean, I really do appreciate it. And every single listen, watch, I notice every single thing, and I thank you. See you guys in the next one.